In a twist of fate, Bubba and Lieutenant Dan found themselves sharing a hotel room with none other than Nicolas Cage, who was deep into character as the bad lieutenant for an upcoming film. Bubba had his priorities straight. He was there for the free shrimp they were serving at the hotel's buffet. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Dan was in desperate need of some WD-40 for his prosthetic legs, which were making an awful creaking noise every time he moved. But before he could find any lubricant, he stumbled upon Nicolas Cage, who was fervently investigating a case that seemed to lead right to the hotel. As for Forrest Gump, he was busy competing in a national ping-pong tournament taking place at the hotel. With his trademark enthusiasm and naivety, he was giving it his all, unaware of the chaos unfolding around him. But the real action began when Forrest accidentally hit a ping-pong ball directly into Lieutenant Dan's mouth, causing him to choke. Bubba, still recovering from an old wound and resembling something of a zombie, sprang into action and performed the Heimlich maneuver. The ball popped out, landed back on the table, and Forrest scored the point, much to the amazement of the onlookers. As if things couldn't get any weirder, Nicolas Cage suddenly burst into the middle of the ping-pong tournament, stark naked and clearly under the influence of LSD. He stumbled around, muttering about lizards conspiring against him and how he needed to save the world from their reptilian tyranny. Forrest Gump paused mid-game, his paddle hanging limply in his hand as he watched the bizarre spectacle unfold. Bubba and Lieutenant Dan exchanged bewildered glances, unsure of how to react to the unexpected intrusion. As Nicolas Cage continued his delusional ramblings, he suddenly became convinced that the ping-pong balls were sentient beings plotting against him. He lunged at the table, swatting wildly at the balls and shouting obscenities in a fit of manic rage. Meanwhile, the tournament organizers scrambled to contain the situation, attempting to coax Nicolas Cage off the court while avoiding his flailing limbs. Forrest, ever the optimist, tried to calm him down, offering a hand of friendship amidst the chaos. Eventually, with the help of some hotel staff and a hefty dose of sedatives, Nicolas Cage was subdued and escorted off the premises. The ping-pong tournament resumed, albeit with a palpable sense of unease lingering in the air. As for Bubba and Lieutenant Dan, they couldn't help but shake their heads in disbelief at the absurdity of it all. In a hotel filled with eccentric characters and bizarre events, they realized that sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. And with that, they returned to their quest for free shrimp, hoping for a bit of normalcy in an otherwise surreal evening.